Our grand finals of DreamHack Fall Americas on Tidehunters. It is Hitman. And in the upper left, our yellow human American player, not in the world of WarCraft, but in WarCraft 3, it is CrunCher. All right, Ricky, you nervous? I'm a little bit nervous. I don't want to see our kids get hurt, okay? But someone's getting hurt today.
One of our children is going to get spanked, and you know what? It's okay. I think they're both
such
did
good
very
boys,
well.
Though.
Yeah, they've been very, very good boys throughout the entire tournament. So gotta celebrate what you can. But right now, this is going to hurt. So Farseer creeping up right away. Archmage as well. Do you think that CrunCher plays 2 base against this, Carson?
Later on, absolutely. The tier 2 expansion with the 2 sanctums, we could very well see from CrunCher. But for now, actually, is this 2 farm? I'm not missing a 3rd farm, right? Yeah, this is 2 farms. So this is a little bit different from CrunCher. I'm wondering what he has prepared. This typically, at least in the past, did indicate Rifle Caster as opposed to 2 sanctum at tier 2 because you get that early tech, you get that early strong rifle army, and then you're able to hit normally an 8.5, 9-minute timing with Rifle Caster. So we'll see if that Blacksmith comes up anytime soon, or if this is something new that CrunCher's working on.
Okay, level 2 is going to hit for both players here as Hitman steals the turtle, keeps this aggression going. The train is coming as well. Headhunter's on the way, and the tech timing, yeah, pretty similar for both players. I'm very curious what CrunCher's going to do as well. He's going across the map. Do you think they're both going to try to dive here? No arcane. I think this is going to be a problem for CrunCher.
Yeah, this is going to favor Hitman, but we'll see. The militia control is always so on point for CrunCher, so we'll see how much damage he takes. 1 militia going to go down. He goes into the base, but of course there's no second burrow to cancel with this opener from Hitman. And so far, a couple of peasants taking quite a bit of damage, as of course no defend is queued up after this next footman. I just feel like CrunCher's going to be the one taking way more damage here, Ricky.
Yeah, he's still taking damage, and if you're Hitman right now, you're not going to leave. This is a position you definitely want to be in. No arcane.
Yeah.
Basically, the world's your oyster here, and he's just going to be kiting these peasants all day long, putting a little bit of damage on the footies as well. CrunCher's sticking around, though, and Hitman is using a lot of resources to save this burrow, but will it even go down? One of the 2 water elementals, pretty good. Archmage taking a lot of damage. I think the Archmage might have to TP before he gets this burrow. It's close. It's very, very close. Oh, the TP has to come in, and now CrunCher's a little bit low, and there's level 2, there's Chain Lightning, there's Wolves, there's Chain Lightning, and CrunCher in a little bit of trouble. We talked about how the Archmage without a shop is just kind of useless at this point. Gonna have to run around the whole time. This is looking very, very good for Hitman.
Yeah, it's so many peasants go down. There's 3 on lumber currently, and normally there's about 8 or 9 to start us off, so plenty of peasants going down. Defend is online now, right? Unless he canceled it. No, it is online. So he's going to be able to fight back, but really the damage for Hitman was significant, and the damage that CrunCher was able to inflict on the main base of Hitman is pretty null and void at this point. Spike barricades even to help out, and Hitman's probably just going to continue this pressure. Panda second. The breath just misses, though. Definitely not a strong start for CrunCher into this series.
Yeah, I'm looking at the main base of CrunCher. It's like an absolute peasant graveyard right now. I don't even think you want to be working on those trees. You just get reminiscence of, Uncle Tom and Aunt Betty that didn't make it. But the Panda's coming in, and this could be like some chance for CrunCher to come back. I mean, we have seen humans take a lot of damage before and just hold on. Like, if you can get to that tier 3 or whatever, I mean, I guess you can hold, but I've never seen a human take that much damage, and it's very, very not characteristic of CrunCher in the early.
Yeah, I think he kind of got his map movement and strategies almost inverse. I think a 3 farm with tower would have paired up very good with that aggression that he did. A later tech, and then going across the map if there's an arcane tower, those, that later tech for more peasants, for more footmen, for earlier defend. It would have been really good, but he went for the greediest possible tech, no tower, and then decided to trade my army against your army. It just didn't seem to line up perfectly for CrunCher, and now he's kind of paying the price. But for now, he's going to try and do some sort of damage, but he has yet to get any real kills.
Well, we know that he's very under practiced. Is he using these custom games to practice what his builds against Hitman on the fly during the grand finals? Panda's still around, though, and maybe a Grunt goes down, maybe a Headhunter goes down as well. We've already seen the transition from Hitman. It's going to be Bestiary. It's going to be Spirit Lodge. TC's already out as well. This could offer a little bit of more damage. A Stomp could be pretty good. So we'll see... We'll see if Hitman wants to keep pushing this. I think he should keep pushing this, to be honest. One Sanctum coming in. And I think, you know, CrunCher hit tier 2, Carson, but his wood count is just so low. He lost so many peasants. Like, I would even consider buying a shredder at this point because it's just like, you're so far behind. I mean, he's pumping out peasants. Do you think he can actually, like, come back economically?
It's going to be rough. He needs to get that second Sanctum online, and then he's going to have to eventually actually expand with this strategy. So for now, he's just got to hope to slow down the creeping of the Tauren Chieftain, continuously cancel these salves. He's not going to be able to go creep for creep with Hitman at this stage because he just doesn't have... Generally, why you're able to creep so fast with Human is you have priests. You can walk from camp to camp without having to ever go back to heal because the priests do all the work for you. But in this case, he's not going to have the casters he needs to be able to power creep. So Hitman's just going to be able to get level 3-3 before CrunCher can ever get any big camps.
Yeah, barricades on the burrows. I mean, the production building's up. I don't think CrunCher's going to get any more economic damage done, but he is stealing a pretty important camp, and that's just the expo outside of Hitman's expansion. But the big bulk of XP is this shop, and Hitman just beelines it right there. The Tauren Chieftain going to pick that up, and that's an instant level 2, and a lot of XP on this TC.
Yeah, the Panda's getting at least close to level 2. Second Sanctum finally coming up. There is a priest and now the main base of CrunCher. CrunCher, who has gotten enough peasants on lumber. He's going to have enough lumber for the rest of the game at this point, as long as he doesn't take any more economic damage. But he's still going to be very far behind in tech. And if Hitman goes for some sort of early expansion on 40 supply, which he he might. Yeah, that's how I say it. The peon going to go across right now, actually, as I say that. So this is going to be the perfect way for Hitman to secure a lead in this game.
Yeah, even the token Wyvern in the air before any real anti-air can come out. I love to see this, and CrunCher's going to put some Sorks down pretty quickly.
Yeah, this is something Hitman used to do, actually. The early Wind Rider against 2 Sanctums, and he goes for the expansion, and then also goes for a Speed Scroll Engage to kill a couple of the early casters. He used to do this back in the day. He didn't do it for a long, long time. This is actually in Grunt meta when he used to do this, but now with the Headhunters and with the one Wind Rider, with the Speed Scroll, he can definitely kill all 3 of these casters, and then even just Town Portal away.
He used to do it. He still does, but he definitely used to, too.
2.
Yeah. Okay, he's going to go for the lab creep, which is pretty good. 2-2 for Hitman. I'm surprised he's not just power creeping this TC. Now he's got like the Wyvern and everything. Yeah, just go for a creep. I mean, level 3 Farce here. Everything's just leading his way, and he's buying so much time for this expansion, which is pretty bare, but he's got that sentry ward all over the map, Carson. Like one in the mid, one near the tavern. He's going to see when CrunCher's away. So it's just great placement of these sentry wards. We know exactly what Hitman's goal is to get this expansion up and then just steamroll his opponent. So I got to say, really nice use of that item.
Yeah, Panda's still level 1. Archmage not yet level 3. I'm wondering, level 2 Water Elementals would be nice against the Wind Rider, but the Shamans have plenty of mana, Ricky. The Defend is still getting some value. Is that a surround on something? It's a weird positioning. The Tauren Chieftain has no invuln, but there is a single heal scroll for Hitman. The Archmage out of position. There's no Town Portal, Ricky. This could be the end of game 1.
I think this is just it. He's going to lock in the Panda too, I think. Another Purge can come in. A Purge comes in on the Panda, and CrunCher's not going to have time to do anything. Hitman's all over him right now, like a fat kid on a Smartie. Chain Lightning could come in on the Panda. Doesn't even need it. I think it's just dead. Both heroes going down. Oh, no.
Yeah, CrunCher's going to try to hold on, but there's an expansion behind this as well. That's why you go for this early expo as well. And GG will be called, and Hitman dominates on map 1.
What a stomp! Ooh, waya. Once again, Hitman, no real question who the better player here was. Just from the get-go, not the right call by CrunCher to go for that base trade. And maybe he wanted to play super greedy, maybe he knows that he's the weaker player of the two and has to cut a corner here and there. That was not the right corner in this very game. Hopefully the silver lining is that this was Hitman's map, and CrunCher is focusing on his map and the possible 5th one, because he had limited time to really prepare for this. 1 day, basically, and probably a little bit of last week. So I'm really curious what his timings are, what his build order is, what his priorities are on the next map that is coming up, which should be Autumn Leaves or Last Refuge. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, he has to rethink this one, and we give him some time to do that. That was a yikes, boys. clean and precise execution by Hitman, who stands true to his name here. Tell me reasons, Carson, why this entire series is not going that way.
Well, I think CrunCher actually, to give him some credit, had the right idea with a couple of things, but he got his wires crossed a little bit at times. So, for instance, the 2-farm tech without tower, really good because Hitman, he of course knows Hitman on maps like Northern Isles and maps like Tidehunters. Hitman has a very easy level 2 creep route, so he's going to go for that early level 2 Farseer instead of straight harassing. So 2-farm tech actually makes a lot of sense for CrunCher, knowing that he knows that Hitman is actually going to creep initially. But the going across the map without a tower doesn't really make sense with this build order. I think instead playing very defensively behind the 2-farm tech and just maybe creeping like your small Murloc next to your expansion and trying to hold on till you have defend, that would have been the perfect opener because he would have had a very early greedy tech and then not taken any damage for it because Hitman was so delayed with the harass. So he's got some cool ideas. Like, of course, 2-farm tech is not something we see too often. It's mostly 3-farm without tower. That's what Miko showed us recently. But I think just a little bit confused at times. So give him a couple games to warm up. I think he's going to look much better in Game 2, and especially in Game 3. CrunCher's, he'll come back. He'll come back, I believe.
Especially Game 3. That would then be Northern Isles. Curious about that. Can tell the viewers here, by the way, that the next map is Last Refuge.
Yeah, this was a map that I think was CrunCher's Achilles heel. I think Hitman in the last summer beat him in like 3 minutes or something like that. Yes. It was like one of the fastest maps we've ever seen. So is CrunCher going to make those adjustments? Because Carson's saying, you know, a comeback's going to happen in Game 2 or 3 or 4. But I don't know if you want to go down 2-0 against Hitman in a series like this. So we need to see CrunCher be a little bit more aware that if you don't put a tower in your main base, you're going to lose all your stuff.
I definitely agree, man. This Last Refuge was oftentimes super rough for CrunCher. He sometimes decided to go for a Naga push, if I remember that correctly. Oh boy, did that backfire. That shall not happen again. I really hope he has a new idea for this map prepared.
Yeah, I think he'll probably stick throughout the series to the Panda second, or maybe at times the Beastmaster, depending on how his early game goes. If he doesn't lose a ton of footman health, a ton of footman lives, and he's able to pressure the tier 2 tech, that could be pretty strong, but the Beastmaster is a little bit more all in. But I'd expect to see probably consistently the Panda second from CrunCher. Nothing too fancy. Like that Naga, I think, was something he prepared in advance. Similar to the regional finals, we saw him prepare like a power build barracks into an early footman on Amazonia. Some weird stuff, but it might almost be a blessing in disguise that CrunCher hasn't had a ton of time preparing, because he's not going to do any crazy lumber mill Naga second pushes at tier 2 or anything. He's just going to play straight up what he thinks is the best strategy.
All right, then. Both players are ready. We got the hit cam back online. Of course, we need that for this grand final. Will Hitman take it away 2-0, or will CrunCher tie this up? This was the first map that CrunCher lost in the entire DreamHack season so far. Hitman still undefeated. I was about to do the same narrative as it was with Happy in Europe, with like 2 seasons undefeated, not dropping a single map. And then I remembered he lost the first map in the summer season to Hunter. Anyway, not that important now, because that is water under the bridge. This grand final continues. Map 2, Last Refuge.
All right. We probably know what we're going to see from Hitman. We're probably going to see Farseer Headhunters. From CrunCher, though, Rick, it's a different question. Who knows what he's going to do? What opening creep route he's going to do? Is he going to do anything like crazy fast expansions? It's not like it's unheard of. We, in fact, have seen it from CrunCher against Kiwikaki in this very tournament. Maybe that's why Echo Isles was actually banned, but for Hitman. But I'm really wondering what CrunCher's going to do here.
Yeah, it is cool to see the rank 6, rank 8 though in the world. I mean, I know that they're only playing themselves, but I gotta tip my hat again to these boys. And he's back on the map, baby. Love to see it. But yeah, I think just a big change up. I would like to see an Expo play on this map. That would be a complete change up from the one base style that CrunCher got connected with last time. So I'd like to see it, but you know what? We got a long series ahead of us, and if we know anything from how DreamHack's been panning out, you can't judge a book by its cover, especially after game number 1. So, yeah, I'm excited.
That tattooed on you, Rick.
You can't judge a book by its cover, especially after game 1. It's a little long, right? It's a little long.
It's nice. You can get it.
Should I get that in like really cute cursive?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's got to be like one of those like hipster cursive writing. Yeah. And where should I put it? On the lower back or the upper back?
Maybe get it in like Japanese lettering or something.
Oh,
too.
perfect. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly what they do
or
nowadays.
Old English. Get it in old English
yeah, just
lettering.
old. Yeah, exactly. Like the Bible. Yeah, I like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, perfect.
That's you. That screams you.
I think it does fit me. Yeah, and I really just want to be expressive about, you know, what was the saying? Anyway, Archmage gonna be able to click peon scouting. Hitman not gonna creep at all. He's coming straight across. We see this. We saw this. This is identical from the last time, right? But this time CrunCher tried to pull the Merc camp, but this time he's sticking around. He's like, "Are you coming?" Okay, sees the wolves, and he's like, "Okay, I need to adapt from here." And I think what you've been saying is, if you're gonna go to farm tech, which he's doing, play a little bit more defensive.
Yes. Absolutely, yeah. Just literally, once the first headhunter arrives, of course, there's not one yet, so you can trade a little bit if you're CrunCher, but once the second headhunter arrives, just sit in your base until defend is online. I say this all the time, and apparently it's much more difficult to do than it is to say, because you see a lot of humans mess this up, if it is a mistake at all. Which, you know, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see how CrunCher plays this out. For now, relatively defensive with the Footman. Has to deal with the Wolves, of course, because he's got no Arcane Tower. But now we'll see how he deals with the first couple of headhunters.
Yeah, I agree 100%. We've seen humans come back from losing peasants and taking so much damage. Imagine if you don't take any damage, you just sit on tier 2 with defend. Imagine just waiting. Let him sit outside your base, you know? The problem comes when Hitman does something like this and takes all the camps around you and just swallows you whole. But you know, just don't let that happen. And now we're seeing CrunCher actually getting a little bit of map awareness. He might be able to steal the Murloc Tide Runner. A little bit of XP, feeding a little bit the Water Elemental. Not getting that much value out of it. Might have to deny that soon. Wolves. Good micro from Hitman. He's microing everything really, really well right now. Nobody's losing anything, but the footy damage is starting to get a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, slowly but surely, that's the thing. You commit your Footman in for just a second, you take one round of attack from all these units, and before you know it, we have this one Footman on 200 health. And if that happens to a couple of Footmen, before you know it, you can just not fight at tier 2. You cannot get anything done. You cannot creep. So what I want to see CrunCher do is just poke with the Archmage and really wait for defend before committing these Footmen in. But he's going to lose one maybe right now. But a Headhunter was ensnared, so they're both going to take some damage. But one Footman is killed, and Hitman micros all of his Headhunters back.
What do you think about this variation from Hitman? I mean, this is a 4 Headhunter transition into Grunts. Like, he's not committing to those normal 6. Is this something new that Orc players are doing?
Yeah, it's a little bit different because before, Orc players were going 6 Headhunters into 1 Grunt, into 2 Shamans, which puts you 41 supply. Now they're going 4 Headhunters into a couple of Grunts right away. The reason they're doing this is because, one, Panda is very good against Headhunters, and also because you get such an early defend that you kind of need the Grunt as an easier way to deal with the defend. And it also helps if there is a Beastmaster second to deal with Quill Beasts that might cancel your tier 2. So getting that Grunt early just helps with every new option that humans are discovering. So much damage on the Archmage all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
There is a shop up, though. There's a shop up.
It is good that the shop is up tier 2. I gotta say, CrunCher didn't take any economic damage. The peasants have been totally fine. One got a little bit low, but nothing too crazy. And now, like, Farseer's still level 1. TC about to come out, although, okay, now he's being built. This is a much better early game for CrunCher if he wanted to just hold on until tier 2. So now he's done that. So let's go into that actual transition. Try to steal a creep camp. Try to heal up, which he's doing now with the Archmage. And you got the Panda now. I'd love to see him go straight for something big, like a shop or something. He's pulling Militia. I think he definitely wants to go for the shop. Hitman's going to grab pretty close to level... Actually, we'll grab level 2 from this Murloc. And then if he comes straight up north to that shop, I am going to be...
I think he will.
I think he is. Yeah, he knows.
I think he is. He's got Chain Lightning, so he's going to be able to get a last hit. I don't know if he'll be able to stop this entirely, but he could last hit this Ogre Magi. We'll keep a close eye on that experience of the Farseer. Actually, CrunCher gets it with the Breath of Fire, gets the greater heal as well. This is much better for CrunCher. He's only lost 1 Footman so far, Ricky. That's well worth the amount of creeping that he's been able to at least now get done.
Farseer very, very low. TC just about to pop out, and then we see the Spirit Lodge Bestiary as normally for Hitman to do. And yeah, I got to agree. Like, I would even run this Archmage in chase because the Panda's picking up a little bit more XP off that Trapper, but it's still all very good. This is a very good camp and nice Breath of Fire use from CrunCher. And that's going to sustain him a lot of this shop, and he's pushing forward. TC coming out, though, with Stomp, and I don't know if you want to be really fighting into this. The grunt count isn't too high. And that token Wyvern again.
Yeah, Hitman, we're going to see him try to take another fight around the similar timing. CrunCher, I would like to see him almost just go back and creep his lab, maybe creep his mercenary camp. He knows that the Farseer is going to be on top of him, but he also knows that Torn Chieftain has to get creeping. But he's going to continue to play aggressive. Of course, you want to get some value out of this Panda, and we're going to see him maybe get a Headhunter kill with these first couple of Priests are going to help sustain him in this fight.
A lot of damage on the Farseer early as well, and I kind of like this. I mean, the Panda still got a lot more mana. Good micro from Hitman not to bring those low units in. A big stomp, though. Chain Lightning also online, but instead he's just using the Wolves. Panda taking a lot of damage. He does have the push to greater healing. Hitman wants him to force that. I don't want you to keep that for the big fights later on. Panda's going to have to use that. Oh, he doesn't even use it. Breath of Fire, he just sacks the level 1 Panda. Maybe he thinks that that's more efficient and he'll keep the Panda for late game. But now the slow's coming in. TC getting very low as well. Is there any more speed scroll? No. Hitman's got to back off, but really good trades from Hitman so far. Don't want to lose that Shaman, though. Don't want to lose that Shaman. Footy block.
Yeah, I think that's almost definitely a mistake from CrunCher there to not use that greater heal. He had another 2 Breaths of Fire there. He would have had essentially a full HP Panda from that greater heal. He probably would have been able to continue to fight, cancel the salves here, maybe commit in for that Shaman kill. The Panda's going to be back very soon, but yeah, I definitely think it'd be worthwhile for him to of course, save that Panda, but Hitman not continuing to aggress. He's happy with the damage he got done. He's going to start creeping up that Torn Chieftain now, giving CrunCher a little bit of space.
Yeah, what do you think about this Griffin Aviary? Is this for like a token D-Hawk?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, he might be a little bit worried about multiple Wind Riders, but knowing Hitman, I know it's just going to be the single Wind Rider.
Bit of an overcommitment from CrunCher, perhaps.
Yeah, I think it is.
Potion of Greater Mana for that Archmage. Can pass over to the Panda. Some good items. Panda also going to soak up a bit of this XP. That will be level 2. And so far, so good. But the TC now creeping up a lot on his side. 2.5. About 2.5. That's about half. And the Great Hall coming up as well. So,
yeah, well done. Well done. The TC going to be level 3, not quite off this camp, but it will be very close. He's going to go for the mercenary camp afterwards, and it looks as though CrunCher is going to back off. He's not going to go for a fight. I think he's going to instead counter expand. He's only needs to stay equal numbers with the Wind Riders, so he's got 1 Dragonhawk. I would be surprised to see him build a second for now. And, you know, at least that's one way for CrunCher to deal with this big heavy hitter in the fight immediately. We'll see how it works out, though. Hitman now the one going on the aggression. And his expansion's coming up behind this. This is Panda level 3. No, it's not going to quite be there, but this could be a tricky fight for Hitman. He doesn't have any heal scrolls yet. Well, this will be TC3 before they fight, and I think CrunCher got this. Oh, Sobi Master the Panda as well. Great item. I think CrunCher went for this first because he anticipated this attack, right? And he said, I'm just going to go for the big camp. I do want the expansion, but I want the big camp first, and it's going to pay off for CrunCher because he's going to get a good item and get away with it. No problem. A couple breakers, too. I do like CrunCher's army right now. I really do. Yeah, Hitman has wards, which is going to come very much in handy for the ability to delay the push, if that's what CrunCher wants to go for. He's calling Militia right now, and that's obviously not to creep the shop. Is this to go for a push towards the expansion? He's still got a town portal. No, he's just going to creep the lab. I think that is wise, but Hitman's coming in for the creep jack, now with the heal scroll and that invuln that he needed previously. Yeah, and CrunCher just bails right away. Great decision. If he committed anymore, look at the damage Sork's already taken in the back. Gonna have to heal that up, and Hitman is fine with just waiting this out. I mean, the creeps are still a problem for CrunCher. Puts down the sentry ward as well, so he's going to see if CrunCher commits to that again, but that still gives him full shop control. We've already seen the invuln pot and this heal scroll purchase from Hitman, and he's okay with sitting on this. I mean, the expansion's coming up, almost 80% done. Burrow for defense. I mean, this is totally fine for Hitman. Second heal scroll now for Hitman, and his Expo is going to be up in no time. No chance to cancel. And CrunCher still needs to get level 3 Panda. He could go creep his expansion, but then Hitman probably takes away the lab from him, and maybe even creep jacks the Expo. So he needs to be able to get this Ogre Magi. Needs to commit a Breath of Fire. Does get it. Ooh. Was very close and wanted the win. That's going to be nice for the Torn Chieftain. Yeah, some good items for CrunCher. I do like this. What's really crazy is the red camps are still open, right? Like, this is still a very much wide open map, and CrunCher still hasn't even crept his expansion yet. So he's got a lot of work to do. He needs to get Hitman out of his face, but Hitman doesn't care at all. I mean, he's totally fine with constantly staying alert. Oh, nice one to the win of the Kodo. Could see a slow. Purge comes in, could see a slow. I mean, is there a Purge to stop the slow? There is. He's keeping the Kodo intact with his army. Doesn't even need a speed scroll, I don't think, to keep this, but this is still a lot of damage, and CrunCher could do another Breath of Fire. Would be nice. I mean, CrunCher could really take a good fight here. Uh-oh. Hitman does have double heal scroll. The first stomp is tremendous. The Dragonhawks are going to deal with that Wind Rider, but there is two of them. The Kodo taking a lot of damage. Again, one of the wind being used is still an invuln, still a heal scroll. The Headhunters and the Raiders go forward to deal with the casters, and the Militia are trying to chase down those Kodos. The armies are split up, but I think Hitman is trading favorably, especially considering he's mining on 2 bases right now, but the slow is kicking in. There's no speed scroll currently, just a town portal. Panda's about to be level 3, Ricky. This could be a big change of momentum in CrunCher's favor if he gets that level 3.
Oh, he does as well. I mean, the longer these fights
Nice
go with the
TP.
slow. Oh, great Breath of Fire on the exit out. And does CrunCher know about this expansion? Surely he does. Yes, surely he does. The peasants at the north have seen it. Their TP back is going to kill a lot of these peasants that were probably going to try to tower and push, but CrunCher's going to lose a lot. But I do still think that this is an advantageous spot for CrunCher. I mean, he's still got the push of greater mana. The Panda's firmly intact. These Breath of Fires are going to be nuts, and they are. CrunCher.
Is there a heal scroll? No more heal scrolls. The wall of breakers is pretty good. Focus fire on the Panda's not going to work out. The Kodo has eaten one of the breakers. CrunCher just has only one caster left over. The Panda really has to carry here, Ricky.
I want to see one more Breath of Fire before you get out. You could use both items right here and secure at least some... Oh, this is going to be so big. A bunch of units go down for Hitman, and CrunCher is going to be able to live with this Panda. I definitely think you need to get out. Oh, the shop being built right outside the expansion.
There's
CrunCher's
another
gonna stick
breath,
around.
Ricky. The grunts are going to go down. So many kills. The town portal might have to be passed, though, because it's a stomp. The Panda cannot die. The Panda can invis to save the Panda. There's no dust of appearance. Potion of healing could be purchased, but of course it will be on cooldown because of the greater heal used previously. Both Kodos have eaten. I think CrunCher actually has to stick around here for any chance because the Expo's mining and the Kodos are going to devour. Another breath is huge. Chain Lightning. Potion on cooldown. CrunCher's running out of units, but Hitman's running out of hit points.
Everything is so low for Hitman, but he's still holding on, and CrunCher's losing a lot. CrunCher's losing a lot to do this, though. To get this Panda to start Breath of Firing, he needs to kill these Kodos. He needs to free up these breakers. This would swing the battle. If he could just get these 2 Kodos that are so low, he gets one. Can he get the other? He gets the other. And look at that, a 38-40 swing, just like that. Oh, the Raider gonna go down. Oh my God, this is so neck and neck. This shop, Carson, has been the story of this fight for sure. Look at the clarities and the healing that CrunCher's able to sustain, and now he's going for the expansion.
Even supply. I've never seen a shop built here either. It's literally built much more aggressively. Breaker out of position. Hitman needs heal scrolls, though. He gets 1. But, you know, the less units you have, the less effective they are. Level 4 in the Panda. This Panda might just start to tear up Hitman. But again, CrunCher still has to break this expansion, Ricky.
Yeah, he needs to. And Hitman's okay with even trading relatively similar as long as he's on 2 base. I mean, we're starting to see him constantly macro out these units, and he's staying in this fight no matter what. Breakers on the front line. Another Kodo comes in, but the Farsu's a little exposed. This Panda is just spamming clarities, Carson, like it's nobody's business. He's using the shop and on 1 base. How can he even afford these items? 1 Arcane going to be built? CrunCher's making it happen.
These Dragonhawks have actually been pretty useful. They're good damage against the Kodos, against the Shamans. They can always attack, and they're hard to be focused down. You have to invest in snares on them if you want to kill them, whereas you want those on the breakers. The Burrow, very important for CrunCher to be able to kill this. Ooh, this is going to be rough. His Panda's going to be out of position. I think Hero Focus might be the play soon for Hitman. Another breath. I think breathing the Burrow and getting out is the best play.
Oh, instead he breaths the army. TC going to have a stomp locked in. That's about it for now, but 1 priest goes down. Kodo looking for something to eat, wrapping around the outside, but now the Kodo's just taking a lot of damage. And where's that heal scroll? Where's that heal scroll, Hitman? Hitman, you gotta pop that. Everything's just dying. Hitman, you got that heal scroll still. The Tauren now in trouble. Everything's just so low. And now, but look at the reinforcements that are constantly coming in. A heal scroll right now would be money.
Yeah, that Burrow not being killed there. I think, honestly, if CrunCher invests their Breath of Fire, he would have killed all the peons and the Burrow. Then he town portals out and just repushes. I think would have been a great play there for CrunCher. But instead, he decides to stick it out. The breaths are really doing work. This Panda, if he were to get level 5 at some point, would be able to carry even if there's a supply differential. Hitman going for the hero focus, but there's always invis. The Arcane Tower putting in work. Can the Panda get another nice breath, a nice stomp? Focusing down the Arcane. The Kodo gets to eat the Chain Lightning. Going for the Peasants. The TC very much out of position, though.
Yeah, TC's taking a bunch of damage. So are the Raiders and the Grunts. Everything's so low for him, and he's constantly chipping away, though. The story, the D-Hawks, man, have really sustained
really
these
good,
fights. Another
yeah.
Breath of Fire. Yeah, oh, this is so good. The Panda, a little bit low on mana, though. He's going to run back to his shop, which Hitman hasn't dealt with yet. And there, you could buy another mana pot. He buys, another mana pot. Clarity, heal scroll, and here we go. Going for it again.
So easy for Hitman to lose so much, but he's holding on, and he's slowly crawling ahead in supply. The breath is going to secure a couple more kills. The Dragonhawks are still alive. One's gonna fall. He was a hero, though. One grunt gonna be traded. Okay, both D-Hawks will finally be dealt with, but they've honestly definitely paid their weight in gold so far. There's a speed scroll to get out. There's two, in fact, and Hitman about to lose a couple of units. He might have to get out of here.
Yeah, again, just freeze another breaker, but the Kodo's still eating another one. And Hitman, he's just been mining so much, and CrunCher hasn't dealt with this expansion just yet. Like you said, that Breath of Fire would deal with these peons and slow down Hitman's ability to rebuild units, but look at what it takes to bring Hitman to the brink in this matchup right now. This is just a wild game. Definitely the game of the series so far. We're only in game number 2. The TC takes a lot of damage, but he's got a health bot and invuln. He'll be here for a long time. He's going straight for those casters, just like that. 2 priests fall. He's going after the Kodo now, and that'll free the breaker, but the breaker's so low. This is so back and forth, Carson, but I think Hitman has just had the expansion for so long. He's holding on.
Yeah, Hitman's speed scroll is on cooldown currently. Loses a grunt. A raider is slowed. And the thing is, if he killed this burrow earlier, he could send water elementals into the peon line this entire time, but now the reinforcements are being cut off. The raider micro is spectacular by Hitman. He's going to find the Dragonhawk. He's going to find a Sork, and these slows are so crucial. Another Sork caught out of position. CrunCher goes back to his shop. He killed the burrow. Now he can leave those water elementals there entirely. So the expansion, in a way, has been broken for now.
Finally, he gets the expansion dealt with, but there's still a 10 supply lead for Hitman. Purge on the water elemental. He's going to get value out of the shaman before it goes. Another grunt comes in, level 5 on the archmage now, and it's level 3 water elementals. And right now there's only one shaman, so the purges aren't there, but the breath of fire is certainly there as well. Where's the stomp? Even if you stomp, it's mostly breakers right now. The casters are out of the way. Level 5 TC now. Oh, this is so insane right now. I mean, hero focus has got to be the pick of choice. Panda taking a lot of damage. Can he get
past the TP?
Can he get to the shop? Can he get to the shop?
No, the TP does not get past, and Hitman's going to secure game 2, I think, with that hero kill. That was the one way I think CrunCher does not break this expansion. He's going to have to Tavern Revive this Panda if he wants to hold on. There's not another stomp, but there is another ensnare.
Yeah, and Hitman's going to keep mining. He's been building peons the entire time. More and more trades for Hitman as he holds 45 supply to 24, and CrunCher on 1 base. He's simply run out of gas. But what a fight. That had to be 10 minutes of nothing but straight fighting from both of these guys. The shop's going to go down, and slowly the advantages are starting to disappear from CrunCher. But wow, this is what it takes sometimes to beat this guy, and it's still not enough.
Yeah, I think if that Panda lives, it might be a different story. Of course, the supply difference is huge at this point, but the Panda was so close to being level 5. Yeah, it was very close to level 5. 1 kill away. If he gets that, keeps the Panda alive, I mean, Hitman is just going to lose every unit. But for now, Invis Pot used. There is a Stomp as well as an Invuln. Was Dust purchased? Dust actually wasn't purchased by Hitman.
Yeah, interesting, but a bunch of breakers going to go down here.
Yeah.
Kodo's still looking for an eat. 1 ensnare will secure 1. Oh, there's another Kodo as well, and he might not even need the ensnare, but GG is called. Wow, what a game 2.
Sick Tug of War. We almost had the equalizer here, but Hitman holds. More money on his side. Reinforcements didn't hurt, and I think this one interception on the left-hand side, what a genius move by Hitman. He got easy 10, 12, 15 supply there, got the necessary levels with these kills, and in the meantime, yeah, the Panda was frying some grunts, was frying some shaman, but he can afford that. He got double income. CrunCher never fell back, never tried to set up that second base, was just brute forcing this, and it didn't work. He ran out of steam at some point. When the reinforcements weren't there, he was overpowered, and boom, we got a 2-0 Hitman.
I think the biggest mistake was probably honestly not breathing that burrow and those peons and TPing out. It might be the wrong play on paper, but I do think using that TP in a strategic way. He didn't use that TP until the game was pretty much already over. So, you know, use it to get an advantage. Don't use it when the game is already kind of lost. Kill those peons, kill that burrow, get out, and just repush. It's not a long rush distance to get back, and you can also stop by at your main base shop and get a mana pot, clarity, heal up. Maybe call more militia. I think that would have been close to a game-winning play for CrunCher if he did that.
Yeah, I can't say anything else other than that. I mean, the shot placement was beautiful. The Panda was tremendous. Everything was good, but you can't let Hitman keep that economy like that during these big fights. I mean, he's just going to chip away, and both players were macroing like insane. That was That was quite a game, but it's like the small little decision making that would have made this series 1-1 100%. I don't think Hitman would have been able to sustain as long as he did if he had all those peons gone. And like you said, you get rid of that burrow, just one token water elemental during that fight, those peons are dead.
Yeah, we got 3 match points for Hitman. He's about to score his 5th DreamHack title. And we have the conclusion soon. We're one map away from yet another 3-0 Hitman clean sheet in this entire tournament. Can he keep that until the very, very end and claim the 1.6k that are up for grabs here in the Americas region? CrunCher has to defeat the strongest player in the region 3 times in a row, but he showed on LR that he's capable of doing so if he makes this one mistake less.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. I mean, CrunCher doesn't tilt. Hitman doesn't really tilt either, but I do think that these small adjustments are being made, but is there enough time? Like game 1, not as close. Game 2, very, very close. Game 3 could be like the brink where they change it over and it's like a 2-1, but then you're going down 2-0 against like one of the greatest North American players of all time. Hitman doesn't lose these. Does Hitman lose 3 in a row? I don't know. Can CrunCher do this? Yes. A lot of questions, not enough answers.
CrunCher's reverse sweep before, right, Ricky? I think in a Dust
Yes.
League Grand Finals he reverse sweeped in a
Yes.
maybe best of 5, or was that best of 7 they played? Because I know they had a couple 4-3 best of 7s in the past.
No, it was a 2-0, and then CrunCher reverse swept.
Yeah, so it's happened. It's happened between these two players before. Slightly different map pool, slightly different meta, but it was still Farseer, it was still Archmage. It was still 10-minute fights at expansions back then even. So we'll see if CrunCher can do it today. I mean, I said I'll stick to it. I mean, CrunCher was much better in game 2 than game 1. I think he's going to be much better in game 3 as well. But Hitman's also going to start to make adjustments now. That Wind Rider hasn't really paid off a ton. The Dragonhawks countered it, and the Dragonhawks got a ton of value. So maybe Hitman going to change things up slightly himself, and then it's going to be up to CrunCher to yet again adjust.
The Wind Rider almost helped CrunCher.
Yeah.
Because like the adjustments to the two Dragonhawks, like they were actually so good. Like maybe he doesn't make that Wyvern again, but like he is getting value with it as well. I mean, the speed scroll, he's always getting a caster here, a priest there. So wow. I don't think CrunCher deviates from the Panda second meta right now.
It's too strong. Yeah.
Yeah,
too strong.
he's gonna keep that going.
Yeah, I was quite surprised on map 2 that CrunCher went for this Griffin Aviary so early because of one Wyvern. Then I was even more surprised how much value he got out of it. You guys pointed towards it at the cast. Against Kodo's pretty good, against Shaman really good. But isn't there better use for these resources? Also a lot of time that delayed everything a little bit. What I'm looking forward to here on Northern Isles is it is a little similar to Last Refuge in a way that this can be a crazy tug of war again, especially if Hitman spawns in the upper right hand side, then expands there. CrunCher positions himself between the merchant and the expansion, goes back. Heal scrolls, man. How amazing would heal scrolls have been in this entire fight on LR? And this is possible here.
And if Hitman wasn't able to get those heal scrolls on one-shot maps like Northern Isles, maybe it could be a lot rougher for him against even the Panda level 1, level 2, not having heal scrolls because you have so much mana. There was level 2 Brilliance Aura on that level 3 Archmage. So if you don't have heal scrolls, if they're stolen away by your human opponent, not only are they valuable for CrunCher, but they're also, it's very much game-winning for CrunCher if Hitman does not have those heal scrolls. So that could play a part, definitely, having one shop here. Of course, there was only one shop on Tidehunters as well, but we didn't really see that come to fruition. But maybe it can on Northern Isles.
Yeah, the fights really happened somewhere else, I feel, more in the bases of the two players. Waiting for Hitman currently to get ready, and then we got this. CrunCher, still a little bit of a smile on his face. We've seen him grumpier throughout this season. Has some time to rethink this. Northern Isles, of course, a map he's more familiar with than, for example, Tidehunter and Autumn Leaves. And with Last Refuge going so much better than in the previous season, I wonder what his takeaway is. Like, okay, I can hang with this guy, just gotta adjust some things here. Or is that 2-0 weighting a little too heavy on him?
I think you nailed it on the head. Like, it's always, this could very well be a 3-0, but it's not necessarily a walkover. I mean, these games are very, very close, and I definitely think that CrunCher can claw this back. Northern Isles is another map. You have to kind of go like one map at a time, I think. And, I'm trying to think like maybe being aggressive before the Shamans come out with your Archmage and solo creeping that Panda a little bit more. I mean, CrunCher is kind of forced to creep with both of his heroes because Hitman's just always on him. So I wonder if there's like slight adjustments there, but the key to victory for CrunCher is 100% in that Panda. I did like the 2-farm tech, a lot more defensive play from CrunCher, Carson. He definitely didn't lose too much in game 2 and allowed him to have a tech. I mean, he transitioned to Griffin Dragonhawks, like he had the economy to do a lot there. So yeah, I think on Northern Isles, it's going to come down to the shop control. It's going to come down to, can he creep up that Panda? And then for Hitman, can he just stay in CrunCher's face until that snowball comes in? So there's a lot of metrics at stake here.
Yeah, let's not forget how long it took CrunCher to get Panda level 3 in the last game. That was something Hitman did extremely well, was delaying the creeping of the Panda while also being able to get some creeps in for his Torn Chieftain to get level 3. So that was a big advantage. But also, let's not forget, the Panda had really nice items, Greater Heal, Greater Mana, and Sobi Mask. And that shop got up uncontested at the Priest camp. So there's a lot of things going CrunCher's way other than that quick level 3 Panda that he was trying to get so desperately. So we'll see in game 3.
Exactly. How does this look without a Sobi Mask, without a Greater Mana, without a Greater Healing, and just straight up? Map 2 was absolute fire, and I hope these fireworks continue. I wouldn't mind another map or 2 or 3. The reverse sweeps in WarCraft 3, absolutely possible. We've seen them many, many times. Not only in Dust Leagues, but also in qualifiers here for DreamHack. In WGL Championship, it was just decided by a reverse sweep like this. And yeah, CrunCher, he needs to put it all together, bring his absolute A+ 5-star game. And then sky is the limit for this guy. Can he bring it? Or is it going to be all over with another 3-0? Hitman, CrunCher, and Hitman on match points.
All right. Map 3, game 3. Hitman up 2-0. Northern Isles, a map where rifles have been very strong in the past. Mountain King was also very strong in the past because you can pull the Overseer at the Goblin Merchant early on with that Mountain King and bolts around it. That was a very strong creep route that I believe Sock first did in the past in the Rifle Caster meta. Something not possible, of course, with the Panda, but there are a lot of close-by creep camps, and we could, again, get that greater mana for the Panda from the Tuskar, but of course it could be the same for the Torn Chieftain. So I think items and early Tier 2 creep routes are what going to make the difference here on Northern Isles.
I don't know. This is also going to make a difference. If the Twitch chat kind of died down, you guys got to spam that puncher to support CrunCher. He's going to need you guys right now. Down 0-2. This guy's reverse swept before. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. I am surprised though. The altar at the top, it looks like he's going to save creep when on Northern Isles you can almost guarantee that free level 2 consumable.
You could, and I actually think that Hitman's going to creep level 2 himself. I think Hitman's going to take both Murlocs, which is going to allow CrunCher to have level 2, which would also allow him to maybe even squeak out a level 3 if he were to maybe creep the Tuskar, creep one of the Murlocs, and then Militia creep this green that the Footman's at right now. So there's a possibility for that, but maybe CrunCher not entirely confident that the Farseer is going to, in fact, creep level 2. But we'll soon find out.
Yeah, no scout, no way to really be sure about that, but safer is probably better. This is probably looking like a 2-farm tech again for CrunCher. I think that's the best strategy. You kind of have to play greedy when you're playing against a caliber of Hitman. You have to be able to take as much of an advantage as you can. But yeah, Hitman definitely going to creep these Murlocs first and give CrunCher at least a lot of time to do something. What does he do? Does he just go for the Murlocs? It looks like it.
Yeah, I think they'll both just trade level 2s. Of course, if you stray harass as Hitman in this position, you can delay the aura for quite a while because you can actually stop the human from getting these Murlocs that CrunCher's now creeping, but you can't always guarantee it. There could always be pressure into the main base of Hitman and then Militia called to secure that level 2. We've seen that in the past. So better just to trade level 2 for level 2 and then focus more so on trying to stop the level 3 Archmage with the harass.
Also, keep in mind, all these camps open for that Panda. I mean, if he goes for this big Murloc camp and then the Expo, that's a free level 2 consumable for that Panda, which we know CrunCher's main goal is to get that level 3 Panda as fast as possible, right? So he's still opening up these realms of possibilities.
Yeah, this is nice. The tech was so quick. Nice little chain lightning there for Hitman, but I think CrunCher is happy with the amount of creeping he's done so far. Was there even no, there wasn't any sort of last hit. It's just the chain lightning last hit there for Hitman. But I think CrunCher's happy with this because he's 2-farm tech without a tower. So, and his footmen are very healthy. So I think if CrunCher just goes back and plays defensive right now, he's gonna be totally fine with this early game.
Oh man, this is so insane. I mean, Hitman's just summoning wolves, denying both these players playing so high level right now, so fast, looking for the last hits. The water elemental deny. It's gonna have to be in there for CrunCher. You don't want to give any more experience. The wolves have been denied, but now we're starting to see the footies take a bit of damage. Defend is almost just on the way, actually. Tier 2 almost on the way as well. Lumber mill. CrunCher's gonna sit inside of his base. The headhunters are here, but without defend, you start to chip away a lot of damage here. Hitman backing off. Defend's almost there. Tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah, 2 footmen very, very low. This is less damage than, of course, CrunCher took on Tidehunters, but definitely more than he took on Last Refuge. 3 footmen already within kill range. And that's why this is a little bit tricky, the early game. This is why you have to play uber defensive. Even keep those footmen on the other side of the map. Keep them by your expansion if you're CrunCher. But now he's down to pretty much 1 footman. Okay, 2 in this army. That's definitely not enough to win these exchanges until the Panda's online.
Well, the good thing for CrunCher is he snuck a footy up at the top, and he's going to be able to go to that tavern and get the panda exactly on time, which is nice. I mean, the rest of the footies... Oh, that would have been really, really close, but the Archmage does get away. More and more footies coming out. I think the Wolves are going to dive in for these footmen, though. They're looking juicy. They're looking tasty. Wolves love meat. Panda coming back
on the menu.
Yeah.
Okay, the panda's good. Again, the 4 headers into the grunt and probably Bestiary Spirit Lodge, Torn Chieftain again for Hitman soon. Probably double Sanctum for CrunCher. CrunCher, who's now going to look for some damage on these headhunters, but Hitman immediately just starts running them away.
Yeah, very smart, very brilliant. TC coming out, and the Spirit Lodge is in Bestiary a little bit later, but it's going to come up as well. Yeah. And you know what? Has CrunCher bought himself some time to creep? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, the Wolves are going to chase that footy. Oh, no. Another footy kill is not what you want to lose. Breath of Fire on just the Wolves, but the Farseer is still going to wrap around and yoink! Later, nerd. Take that, Footman.
Yeah, I believe that's what, 3 Footmen going down now, and there's, of course, no shop currently for CrunCher, so he's not going to be able to heal up the Footman that he has, with the Archmage, more importantly, right now. And the Arcane Sanctum that was built in the front because of the little bit of a whack base build from CrunCher is going to be pressured a ton.
Yeah, taking some punishment for that outside of base Arcane Sanctum.
Yeah.
Probably going to lose the second peasant with just this one harass. It's pretty close. Definitely going to lose that other one. Yep. That's another one. A lot of value here. Farseer almost level 3 with just the harass and a little bit of creeping, and this has bought the TC a lot of time. However, the Panda found a way to snuck away, and he got a potion of greater mana. So both of these second heroes are going to be creeping level 2, level 3 relatively easy.
Yeah, I think that does favor CrunCher in the long run because he's skipping the rifles entirely and going straight for 2 Sanctum, which is good against the high-level Tauren Chieftain, whereas everything that Hitman's going to build is going to be vulnerable to that Breath of Fire, Drunken Haze. So this will favor the Panda, but the harass from this Farseer has been very strong. There's no Chain Lightning to secure the kill, but just so much delay from the Farseer alone.
Yeah, and Panda's wasting Breath of Fires just to get the Wolves out of the way, and
yeah.
It's a big investment into mana. Slow on, or maybe a block on that Farseer. Drunken Haze could see a breath come up. Nope, not going to make it in time. But the TC is getting really boosted. Crystal Ball, not the greatest item in the world, but it's the experience that Hitman wants. Oh, I'd love to see this Archmage back away and just give this all to the Panda.
Hitman coming in for a Creep Jack. He's got a Speed Scroll, but both of his heroes are quite low. He definitely has the stronger army currently, though. The Militia going to have to help. The Stomp could be big. Focus Fire on both the first and the second hero for these players. Town Portal Pass going to be used, and now Hitman can steal away perhaps this entire lab. That's a big Creep Jack for Hitman.
Yeah, this is huge, and this is definitely what CrunCher would have loved. There's level 3 on the Farseer. Farseer probably going to dip, give the rest to the TC. That might be level 3 for the TC, actually, if the Farseer just moved away. It definitely would have been. That was a bit of a mistake from Hitman, but I don't think he's worried too much. Another Token Wyvern. Shaman is here for some Purge. And CrunCher instead tries to go to the other side of the map. Hitman, though, not giving him any time. There's a Speed Scroll in this TC as well. And we could see another big Jack. 2 in a row. I don't know if CrunCher sustains 2 in a row.
Yeah, this is rough. He can't even creep the expansion, Ricky. He couldn't get any of it. Speed Scroll in, the casters. Oh, the Panda might be falling. There's a Purge. There's a Chain Lightning. Oh, no. CrunCher's falling apart. Level 3 on the Tauren Chieftain. A Priest gets caught out of position. Militia is called, but the Panda is all of your damage in these fights.
Yeah, it's a huge loss, and Hitman's trying to close this up right now. He's got 3-3. He's got everything that he needs, and on paper, this is just really scary. CrunCher says GG, and Hitman wins again.
Little bit of a sigh of relief, but we do have a 5-time DreamHack champion in the Americas.